What's going on, you guys? So what is next for Hamzah Sheeraz? I mean, I've seen a couple interviews lately of him, talking about having a Canelo Alvarez matchup. We know Canelo Alvarez is in camp preparing for Terence Crawford this coming up September. But is it possible, assuming Canelo Alvarez beats Terence Crawford, right, that he actually gives Hamzah Sheeraz an opportunity? Are we actually going to see that fight? Because if we look at Canelo's track record, right, he has this track record of fighting all these big guys, right, but he didn't fight a David Benavidez who was 6'2", right, because he was too big. So are we going to see the same type of situation like we saw with Benavidez happen with Hamzah Sheeraz? I would honestly think so. I would be very, very surprised if Canelo Alvarez actually did give that guy an opportunity at a crack at all the titles. And the reason being is, Hamzah Sheeraz is 6'3" with clear punching power. He's got a chin, he's got boxing ability, he's younger, and he's hungry. I mean, all those things we saw in David Benavidez, and he didn't get the opportunity to fight Canelo because Canelo's a coward. But I don't think Canelo Alvarez is actually going to fight Hamzah. I would be super, super surprised. And if it did happen, I'm picking Hamzah to destroy Canelo Alvarez. And I might be riding a little bit high after that Berlanga performance. But here's the thing. Canelo went tooth and nail with Berlanga for 12 rounds. Hamzah got him out of there in 4, not even a full 5 rounds. Right? I just think that at this point in Canelo's career, unless he hops on the biggest steroid cycle you can think of, he's not competing with Hamzah. Hamzah is, like I said, all those things: younger, bigger, stronger. I think he is stronger than Canelo Alvarez. And he might have more boxing ability than Canelo Alvarez. And a size advantage, like I just mentioned. So I'm not going to be surprised if the fight doesn't happen. This just makes me look at different matchups in the division, right? Who do we have at 168 right now? We got Diego Pachenko. We got Christian Millbilly. Lester Martinez is on the rise. Now you got Sheeraz. I mean, Caleb Plant's still there, but I don't know what Caleb Plant would really show up. I think Caleb Plant's kind of at the tail end of his career. I think we've seen his best days in the past. But I think it's time for changing of the guard. I think it's time to see the division grow away from Canelo Alvarez. And who knows if he's even going to beat Terence Crawford come September. And who knows if he loses, that the Hamzah Sheeraz fight even happens. I don't think it's even going to happen even if Canelo Alvarez wins. But that's just my thought. So who would be, I guess, the biggest fight for Hamzah at 168? I would think it would be Canelo, but we're not talking about Canelo right now. We're talking about anyone else. You got Pachenko, you got Millbilly, Lester Martinez. Most of these guys are still on the rise, right? They're getting closer to their title shot, but they're not quite there yet. But I think in the future, maybe a couple years from now, I think it's going to be Hamzah and Pachenko. It may be Millbilly. Millbilly is a tough, durable dude who looks to be pretty strong. And he looks like he's got some promise. But I'm just not quite sure. They're just haven't seen enough from either one of these guys. But I think the division is going to be in good hands once Canelo Alvarez loses the titles or he just retires. But let me know what you guys think, man. Do you guys actually think a Canelo versus Hamzah fight is realistic? And then if it doesn't happen, who do you think the biggest fight for Hamzah at 168 is? Let me know what you guys think. Hate, like, comment, subscribe.